Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how to get a cut crease look, in particular this one. It's really warm, orangey. I do show you step by step how to get it, and I hope it's easy. And I hope I've made it clear with all the steps that I'm going to be showing you. So if you want to know how to create your own cut crease like a pro, keep watching. So I've already laid down my base. It's just the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. So when you're creating your cut crease, you need to... Fucking hell. So my base is a Tarte Shape Tape, so I want to... First off, I want to start with the base. So I'm going to be showing you this eye, and I'll do this off camera just so you are aware. But anyway, anywho's. So I've put down a base. I just used the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. And then next I'm going to work on building my crease. So what I like to do is I like to do the transition and then a warmer or deeper color and then deepen it up even more. So the first color I'm going to be using is from this Anastasia Subculture palette, and I think I'm going to go in with New Wave, which is this like yellow orangey color. I'm going to tap a little bit. I think I tapped too much. I'm just going to tap the excess on the back of my hands here, but I'm taking that with a fluffy brush and I'm going to put that in my crease. I haven't set my concealer because I want the shadows to stick and really, you know, be more pigmented. So I'm just gonna start building my crease. This is a transition shade that I've put down, or that I'm using, so that New Wave shade from the Subculture palette, that's going to be my transition shade. I, however, have chosen a really shitty brush for that. I'm going to go in with a more fluffier brush, so just a little bit there on my brush. I'm tapping off any excess, and I'm going to start putting that in my crease. I find using a light hand first really helps because it's so easy to build, but to actually take stuff back down, it's quite difficult. So I always just like to start off with a little bit and then go in heavy-handedly. So I'm just using circular motions to blend that in. Take your time with blending because you want a seamless blend. So just take your time, and if you feel like you're struggling to blend it out nicely, swap your brush for a cleaner brush, so a brush with nothing on it, and that will also help. And if you're still having trouble, put a little bit of translucent powder on your brush, and that will help even more. Now I like to go a bit further up when I create my crease, my cut crease, only because if I look like this, I know I've got a lot of lid space, but when I look like this, a lot of it goes. So if I'm going to cut my crease, I'm going to be cutting it from like here, that little, just above my crease. So really I don't if I was to bring my shadow down to here, you're not going to see much of an effect. So for that reason, I'm just going to go in a bit higher up. Okay, so once you've got that down, your transition shade, I'm then going to go in with a fluffy brush, but just a little bit more smaller. And then this time I'm going to go in with a shade, you know, a step or two deeper than the transition that we just applied. So I'm going to go in with the Master palette by Mario and Anastasia, and I'm going to go in with Isabel. So it's like a really warm browny orange. I'm going to take some of that on the tip of my brush, and I'm going to begin to deepen my crease up a bit more. Changed brushes once again. Was not feeling that brush. Putting this. So I'm just going in and I'm going to start deepening that crease up. Just going to place it down first. So just patting it in my crease. I want to take this high up enough, but you know, low enough to still see that transition shade. And it doesn't matter if you get anything on your lid because we're going to cut it out anyway. So I've just pat that down. I'm going to go back in with that first brush that we used and New Wave again, and I'm going to start blending the edges out, because I really want to make sure I still have that yellowy orangey color as my transition, but I want to make sure that everything's nicely blended. Then I'll go back in with that Isabel shade and add a bit more. So once you've got something like that, I'm gonna go in and deepen it up some more, right? So I'm gonna go in with Violetta, this dark brown here from the Mario palette. So I'm gonna get that on my small fluffy brush, which is the Zoeva 224, and I'm gonna go ahead and deepen up that crease a lot more. But this time I'm making sure to kind of like hug my actual crease, just to make sure I can get the depth right in there. To blend this out, I'm going to use some Isabella. Blend out those edges. So as you can see, I'm blending and I'm making sure I'm building it really slowly. And then blending out the edges. I'm just using Isabella at the moment. This is where the fun begins. So we're going to start cutting our crease. So for that, I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape again. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this on a palette or the back of my hand. I'll just use the back of my hand, because why not? Then I'm going to get a flat concealer brush. So this is my current fave. You can see it's really thin when I turn it around. This is by B Bella. I'm not sure of what brush number it is, but it's the one with like the really cool crystals in the handle. So what I like to do is I like to coat both sides of my brush with the concealer. Then I like to map out where my new crease is going to be. So what I like to do is I like to put a little dot like that there and look up. And you can see that it's already marked where my new crease should be going. So I'm just going to follow that, and just take your time with this. Don't rush it, because if you rush it, your sharp lines are not going to happen. So just take your time. I like to stamp it on here when I'm trying to create my crease. So I'll stamp it on and begin to create that sharp line. This is where I hold my breath and pray to God that it works. Can you see how I'm just tapping the concealer brush? I haven't added any more concealer. If anything, I've taken some off. Yep, I think I'm happy with that. Just gonna wipe off my concealer brush slightly and then tap over it again. Because I find when there's too much concealer on your lid, I don't know, the eyeshadows for some reason don't stick as well. So I'm just tapping off any excess, because really I don't set the concealer once I've cut it. Okay, so for the lid you can do whatever your heart desires. You could go all matte, you could go all shimmer, you could try and create a beautiful blend. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the Juvia's Place the Zulu palette, and I'm going to use the orange shade here, and I'm going to get that on a really small brush. This is the Real Techniques accent brush, and I'm going to grab that orange and I'm going to place this in the inner and outer portion of that cut crease. So just here. And here. Just make sure when you're coming in to the line where you've cut your crease, you're just very careful. I think I'm going to take the orange all the way up. I've changed my mind. Okay, so I've decided I wanted to deepen up this outer portion here and kind of around the crease and in the inner portion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this eyeshadow from Makeup Geek in Morocco. So this shade right here. I don't know why I'm holding it up like that, but I don't know what the hell So I'm taking it on like a fine liner brush. This is by Real Techniques. And I'm going to deepen out these edges here. As I said, you could do whatever you like for the crease that you've cut out. I'm just deciding to go with this because I want to have a bit of a play around while I teach you guys. Okay, so for the center of that, I'm actually going to go in with this Fenty Beauty Galaxy palette. And I'm going to take this beautiful gold right here, which I believe is Sunburst. So I'm going to use another small brush. This is a BH number 6 brush. I'm going to get some of my brush here. Then I'm going to use my Fix Plus, spritz it. I'm going to apply it to the center. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So putting the bulk of the product in the center, and then as I edge out, I'm just tapping whatever's left over on my brush. Gonna go back in with that little accent brush, put a little bit of the orange eyeshadow on the brush, just to help me blend and make everything seamless. Really just focusing on those edges. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get that orange and the New Wave shade as well, and run that on my lower lash line, connecting it here. Okay, and then I'm going to use a bit of the Violetta, that dark brown that we used from the Mario palette, and then I'm just going to run that as well really close to my lower lash line. Then I really want to tie in the orange. I want to put an orange liner on my waterline. However, this young lady does not have an orange eyeliner. So here's a trick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape out some of this orange shade. As you can see, I've already done it here to the brown. But I'm going to scrape out some of that orange shade and actually mix it in with my Inglot Duraline. And that will create a liner, a liquid liner. I'm going to put it on my waterline. I've done this before. It kind of hurts, I'm not going to lie, but it's the only thing I can do because I don't have an orange eyeliner. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. If you do it at home, I warn you, it does sting a little bit, gets all over your eyeballs. So maybe do it at your own risk. But if you've got an orange lipstick that's eye safe, you could probably use that too. Or you could just go ahead and get an orange eyeliner. But I'm just gonna make my own. So let me just make it and I shall be right back. Okay, so I've made my little concoction. And now I'm just applying it to my waterline. Okay, I kind of took it all the way in and I feel like I like that. I like that a lot. So I'm going to put some inner corner highlighter on. I'm going to go in with my Fenty Beauty Hustler Baby. This is a bit dirty, but Hustler Baby. I'm going to put some on this little brush here that I've got by BH, and it's the number 3. And I'm going to apply that to my inner corner here. This is like the little mini version, by the way. It's really cute. But I'm just going to pump a little bit up here on my brow bone. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the other side off camera. I'll also apply my lashes on and I will show you guys the finished look. Okay, and this is the finished look. My eyelashes are the Lily lashes in the style Mykonos, and I think they add a really beautiful touch. I've also on my lip got Jeffree Star Velour lipstick in Pumpkin Pie, and I think it goes really nice with the eye look. It's really soft, but I think the cut crease really adds, you know, some pop and drama. So if you found this video helpful, it'd be really good if you could give it a thumbs up, comment, tell me what do you do to make it easier for you. Do you have any tips or tricks as well that you could share with us? And subscribe if you're not already, because I like having you here. I do. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Let's go.